Welcome everybody to another live stream from Kime to Go. This week you've got me here, Kime to Go. Last week I think it was Nige that did the stream. Thank you, Nige. You're good. And I think Red Bomb's getting a bit confused who's doing the lives lately, isn't he?
He is.
But not to worry. It'd be either you or me. That's the main thing, isn't it? Eh? If I don't do a stream, you can have my space.
Yeah. One of us will always do it, won't we?
Right, we're going to start the stream off today with a little bit of, well, first of all, welcome Alex from the Adventure Blue View on my, well, it's the right of you. I've also got Nige from 2029 Motovlogs, and I've also got Jerry from the Flat Cap Cafe Racer. I'll have to get my fingers sorted out. Good evening, Peaky. Nice to see you. So yeah, we're going to first of all go into a little thing that I got for Christmas, which is I had a bit of a problem on my motorbike this week. I don't know whether you guys that have got two motorbikes, if you got one spare and you don't ride it for a while, the battery's going to go flat. And I did have the battery going flat on the NT 1100 yesterday. But luckily enough, somebody at Christmas bought me one of these, which is a Optimate 3. And what it is, it's a battery charger that you put on your motorbike, and it keeps the battery in tip-top condition while it's all parked up. And I did notice that, who was it? Exeter Rider had one on his bike plugged in while he was spraying it with a bit of ACF. It didn't blow up with that anyway, so it's probably pretty safe. So my question is, anybody else do that sort of thing? My battery went flat in probably about 4 weeks on my bike. It's 4 weeks since I haven't used it really, so it's and it went flat. I do have a few things connected to it, but not massive amounts.
My never been run since November, and it was fine. So it needed charged. I charged it Wednesday or Thursday or something like that, but
yeah,
it was okay. So mine's lasted more than a month, that's for sure.
Yeah,
I think Joe. I think a lot of the bikes, you know, once they get the voltage down to about 11.8 or 11.9, they won't crank over. They might not be dead, but they'll be low enough they won't crank.
Yeah,
they just want me to have it.
Yeah, but I know the NT, when I first got that, it did struggle to turn over when I first got it, but it's been a lot better since. Once it's loosened up, it doesn't take as much power to get it going. It seems to kick over straight away.
Right.
Sometimes it can be a bit sluggish, the NT. One thing I've noticed about mine, see when it's really, really hot and I've been on a long ride and I stop and then I try and start it within 5 minutes, it doesn't kick over the first time. You've got to turn the engine 2 or 3 times before it starts up. So I don't know whether it's flooding or whether it's timing's out, or I don't really know, but it starts every time. That's the only time I've had trouble.
Yeah, I normally, like all of my bikes, I'll have it on the trickle charge out there.
Yeah,
I think it's
one of these, have you? You got one of them?
No, I think it's one of the Oxford ones. Mine is.
Same thing, isn't it?
Optimate. What's that one you got?
It's Optimate 3.
Yeah, no, I
it's
think
the same as everything.
One of the Oxford ones, I think, but I was a bit dubious because I don't know whether you had the same. I don't know whether you ever watched him. It was still or no, Rob Lockwood. I'm pretty sure when he got his Africa Twin, popped it on the trickle charger or whatever it was, and it buggered the battery because I think it. Stu, am I right in saying that when Rob had that Africa 20 fried the battery on a trickle charger? Probably talking rubbish, but I'm sure he did.
Yeah, was it a lead acid battery?
I think it was because of the type of battery that he had. Yeah.
Well, you know, your Optima 3, Joe, is it good for lead acid, the old kind? Is it good for the matte batteries? Is it good?
Yeah, it's good for everything. Apparently, it's good for everything.
Yeah. Stu's just said, yeah, he did. He obviously the charger he had or whatever, the trickle charger, wasn't good for that type of battery on the on the Africa Twin.
That's really weird. I've never seen that. But using those chargers like you got, Joe, they'll extend the battery life a couple of years.
Yeah.
Batteries didn't used to last about 2 years, 3 years max. Now I've got one on the Royal Enfield's been on there since it's been on there 8 years.
Wow. 8 years from one battery.
8 years.
Wow. What make is it? Do you know?
It came on originally. It's what came on in 2017.
Wow. An original battery.
Yeah. It's not unusual for the batteries to last, but you need to rotate. If you got multiple bikes, you only got 2 battery chargers. Rotate them around about every week,
Yeah. Let's just see. So we got time. My bike was parked up for about a month before I noticed it was that.
Well, Joe, you got like every accessory in the world tied to that battery, and all the little alternators probably, just chugging, trying to keep up. You probably had to turn about 5,000 RPMs to keep it charged.
I've got a few bits and pieces on it. Yeah, they are probably draining the battery a bit. I guess cameras and all that sort of thing. I'm guessing.
Joe, the batteries in our NT is different from the Africa Twin. The Africa Twin's got what's the high capacity ones that are always going on fire in the Teslas? Those
the LiPo batteries.
And they're lithium. They're lithium batteries. Right?
Yeah, the lithium
battery. Well done. Jeez, what a brain. Lithium batteries in the Africa Twin, and we've got a different type of battery in ours.
Yeah. The lithium batteries work pretty good.
Thanks, Ed.
But in cold weather, they kind of they need to be charged up pretty good, or you need to turn them on and let a light run or something like that for a little bit, because if you first hit them on a cold lithium, especially in my temperatures, it won't work.
Yeah. That's another thing as well. If you're getting cold weather, that'll make your battery go a bit knackered as well, won't it? They're less efficient when they're cold.
Well, I run electric heated hand grips, seat, gloves, and a vest, so I'm taxing mine.
Did you just do a review, Jerry, not long back on heated grips? 3 different types or something. Did you find any better than others?
Yeah, I did. But I think the ones I've tested so far, the Oxford test a little hotter than most of the OEMs. Then the COSO wasn't as good as the OEM, generally speaking.
Yeah, the Oxfords are pretty good. I find the ones on Honda.
Oh yeah, they'll put out a lot of heat.
Yeah. Do you think they have any effect on the batteries of the bikes by having such a load on them?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think it has it seems to me that the more I run the heated gear and the grips and stuff like that, I think it hurts the gas mileage a little bit. It seems to be. Don't have any proof of that, but I seem to get lower gas mileage anytime I've got the electric stuff on.
It's a bit like air conditioning, isn't it? Same thing. You put air conditioning on the car, it's the same sort of thing that happens. So what about cleaning the bike? I saw a video this week with Steve. He did a nice video on using ACF with a nice sprayer rather than the simple sprayer. So I think with that, I've never used it, but you get a little sprayer. Apparently, you seal the sprayer, you pour it in and spray it over your bike. You've got a nice big blower for it.
Yeah, I've got one as well. What it does is it heats up the material as well as you're pouring it through, so it flows better. So it works quite well. It's better than
Steve was saying with his, the one he used heats it as well as spraying it.
It's the
Did
same
he say
one
that?
night.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same one, Nige. And the reason I've got the same one is Steve brought out a video probably about 2.5, 3 years ago, maybe more. And it was that one. I thought that's a great idea. So I bought one. And it does work very well.
Wow. Did you say he heated out that? He's here, Steve, isn't he? Did you actually have a heater on that gun system that he's got? I didn't see that unless I wasn't watching it properly.
It's inbuilt. It's inbuilt, Joe. It heats up the fuel as you use it.
Yeah, bloody good idea, I think.
If you put an ACF on your bike about maybe like 2 or 3 times during the wintertime, It usually does help it quite a bit. So
Yeah.
I ride all year round with the bikes.
It works pretty well.
Yeah.
My bikes are the same, Jerry. I put the ACF 50 on it, and there's no rust on them. My NC's what now? First years old.
How many years old is yours?
Steve's just said it's not a built-in heater; it just heats up with the motor pushing it through.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
When you put it on, sometimes when you start a bike or you spray it on the muffler or something, you'll see some smoke coming off of it, and you'll smell a little bit of it. That's okay. It doesn't hurt anything.
It doesn't get into the electrics or the connections or anything like that.
It wouldn't hurt it if it
Or
did.
oily.
no, it's fine, Joe. It's all good.
I might give it a go then, see what it's like. But I only clean mine with just soapy water and get it dry and stick it back in the garage.
That's good to get it nice and clean, but you put a little ACF on it. It really does. I have on a Thruxton, that red Thruxton, it's all brushed aluminum side covers and stuff. And that stuff will fuzz up real quick if you don't take good care of it.
Yeah.
The ACF works a treat with that.
Yeah.
And Steve's just said it does the electricals a lot of good. I suppose coats all that as well.
Yeah.
I mean, how long does it take to actually completely dry then?
What, the ACF or the bike? Have you watched?
Yeah, that ACF. I put a comment on Steve's video earlier, and I did say to him, how long is it before you can ride the bikes after treating it with that?
What with?
I ride mine almost immediately.
Straight away, is it? Yeah.
Like I said, it'll smoke a little bit if you do it straight away. But I've used it like at the Bonneville salt flats. I put it on, because it's all it is salt out there. So, you clean off all the stuff, then you put a little ACF 50 on it, then I run it right after that.
Yeah. I wish I took a photo of my bike the other day when me and Steve got back with the amount of mud and shit and salt on it. There was no way any rust was going to get through that.
But you'd have no problem.
Salt your roads out there then?
Yeah.
Yeah, they salt it. I mean, it depends. They'll either salt or grit, but I mean, I don't know what's the cheaper of the two. Whatever's cheapest, they'll use.
Yeah,
they use a lot of sand here.
What the warning about the ACS 50 is, don't get it on your tires or your brakes.
Yeah, you don't want to spray it on your rotors.
Good afternoon, Howie. How are you doing?
Well, hello everybody. Sorry I'm late. I was
We're
in the middle of something else and I lost track of time.
That's all right. You'll get detention.
Huh?
Stay behind after the class.
See me later.
So
Howie, ready to go tomorrow?
What's that?
What's that?
Oh, some stickers.
Yeah.
Hey, don't show everyone my bloody address, crying out loud.
I didn't. That's why I showed the back.
You're collecting stickers.
As soon as you get them, as soon as I get them, I'll post you some back. So yeah, don't worry.
Have you got some new stickers, Howie?
Yeah, I got. I'll show you them. Oh, hang on, I forgot one here. I did have one hanging around the place, but no, it's my gyro. Right.
If you've got plenty of money, you can put that.
Look at that! Look, he turns up late and then buggers off again.
Bloody minted, I am.
If you've got plenty of money, you can put ceramic coating on your bikes. That usually helps, doesn't it?
Well, Bryce said he's had his done. I know the other week he said he wasn't. It didn't last as long as they said that it would. But I mean, probably best to have your off-road bike done as well, would it, Bry, when you get one?
Oh.
There you go. I'll give you a whole 6 stickers. How about that?
Very nice.
Have you made them yourself, Howie?
Yeah, I drew every one with a biro.
Yeah, as you can see, he lies like a cheap carpet.
He looks like.
I'm just wondering if
that one in years. Hey, excuse me.
We can watch him die on the stream.
Andy's saying, Rye he's had his ceramic coated last year. It's going to get it topped up this year. Do you have to do it every year? Because it's expensive. That I thought it lasted a lot longer than a year. That's ceramic coating.
I reckon.
No,
turtle wax
I was under
just as
the
good.
impression it lasted for quite a few years.
That's what I thought. That's the idea of it, I think, isn't it? I would have thought.
Oh no, I've never had it done.
Do you know, I only ever ACF 50 the electrics. That's all I ever do on my bike. I never do anything to the engine, the paintwork. It's just the waste. It's just basically the electrics is what you want to do. That's what you know. The history of ACF 50 it was designed to put on aviation electrics to stop them all from rotting, and that's basically what the thing's intended for. It's just basically a grease to put all over your electrical stuff to stop the egress of water. That's what it's for.
It's a bit like
for some
WD-40.
reason, the motorcycle industry got over. Oh, you must have this stuff here. Buy it by the bottle, spray it all over your bike, and make it nice and slippery. Be lovely, yeah.
Yeah, it is true. Top of down here.
I'm sorry about that.
How much does it cost to get your bike ceramic coated
Whoa.
compared to using ACF for 5 years?
I think it's about 700 or 800 quid, isn't it? I mean, Andy and Brian will be able to tell because they've had theirs done.
Yeah, but
I know my mate paid. I'm sure my mate paid $700 or $750.
Wow, it's a lot of money. But they have to strip the bike down, don't they?
Yeah, they had everything off: fairings, bloody panels, the whole lot. Stripped it, and the wash that they give it beforehand is ridiculous. I mean, they had the bike for I think it was 8 hours. They had the bike doing it.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, the ceramic coating is different purpose, isn't it? I mean, it's designed to protect the paint and from the environmental damage like UV rays and water and chemicals. I'm basically putting ACF on to help prevent the rust.
Yeah, but the weather's good over where you are, isn't it, Cherry? Pretty warm climate over there, isn't it?
Joe, look in the background.
Most of the
That white stuff is snow.
It's warmer than here, for sure.
I thought you'd ridden into a cocaine mound.
I got a video that I'm wanting to put out, but I'm scared of what Nigel and Howie will do to it after I've seen all the comments from the Coopers thing. And I've been saving the video because I know you're going to make fun of me when I put it out.
You're not making a video of the Coopers pub, are you?
No, I can't because I know these guys. I know these guys are going to make fun of it. I know it's like
I presume one of the comments I must have put on there was a bit near the knuckle because clearly someone complained, and I had a bollocking from YouTube.
Oh, really?
Oh,
comment removed.
We'll have to have a look at that later on.
What did you say this time?
What did you
I
say?
had no idea. It doesn't tell you what. I mean, you can't even challenge it or whatever. It doesn't tell you what it was. It just says it's removed.
Didn't you say the Elvis impersonator was shit or something like that?
Well, he was. That was just stating a fact.
Andy's saying here, it depends on how dirty the bike is. So if you take a bike in that's very dirty or a little bit grime on it, it costs more if it's a dirty bike or not a dirty bike, apparently, to clean it.
Yeah.
And they do strip it down, but I would not like them to strip my bike down both sides with the side panels and all that. They never go back together properly on the panels, do they? There's always a clip that breaks or something like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the company, but I'll tell you the ones who did my mate's bike was Teapot One, Bruce, when he was working in that special escort group. Some of the lads he was on that with have set up this company where they ceramic coat the bikes and everything, and that was the lot that did my mate's bike. And I say it was either $700 or $750 they charged to do his.
So I'll stick to clean it with soapy water. My bike hasn't rusted yet. I've only had it 1 year and a half, so it wouldn't rust yet anyway, I don't think. I don't ride it that much, to be honest.
I see the dirt as a protective layer myself, to be honest with you.
Do you wax a bike, Joe? Do you wax?
I do use wax on the paintwork. That's all. I don't wax the frame or anything like that. But the frame's spotless. There's not not a touch on it, to be honest.
The hardest thing for me to keep clean is those downpipes behind the front wheel. Man, it is. Even with the fender extensions, they get grody pretty fast, and I hate that. That 4-cylinder Kawasaki I got, it gets filthy.
Yeah, because what you do,
I've been using. Sorry, I've been using that Finnegan's wash and wax. And what it is basically you just wash it. So I just cover the bike over with a foamer with the Finnegan's wash and wax. Of course, that gets in everywhere, and it's a wax at the end of it, so it kind of like waterproofs it anyway. And then when I'm doing the ACF 50, I just do the electrics under the seat and stuff, or anywhere like around the plugs, or even around on any switch gear and stuff like that. That's all I ever do on the bike, and it's been. I don't think, fingers crossed, there's any rust in it in the 5 years I've had it. So
yeah, you gotta stay on top of that rust.
Yeah, you gotta keep on it. And
The best
Not rust, Joe. Don't worry.
The best
Cool,
stuff I
blimey.
find for metal work is motoplast. Nothing sticks to it. It is clear. It goes on. You wipe it down, and nothing sticks to your engine at all. And if you
That's
do that
good.
after the
What's it called, Alex?
motoplast, I'll put a link in.
Okay.
Is it heat resistant? Does it go on direct on your engine? You mean?
Yep. Goes on all metal parts. I even spray it on my plastic bits, which is it is outstanding.
Wow.
Oh, Max just popped up. Look, he said snowing over there, no?
Yeah. Did you see him going doing some drifting on his trike in his back garden?
Yeah,
Drifted. Oh dear.
yeah, brilliant. Oh, and motorbalm that. Oh, yeah. I mean, I've never used that ACF 50.
Huh.
I don't really keep the bike long enough to worry about it getting rusty.
You don't keep it long enough for tires, do you?
No. Well, I try not to. But
used
it's funny because when I was on, when Rev was doing his live stream on Friday, I asked Andy, I don't know whether Brian did as well, and I was saying about the GS. Yes, it's a lovely bike, but there's just something about it that I don't feel as confident on that in the corners as I did on that RT.
Yeah.
Whether that's because of my weight on the bike, I don't know, and the RT handled it better. But I went on the UK GS owners forum, and they were all bitching about the Michelin Road 6 tyres, saying that on the GS, quite a few of them, and I mean, there was probably 15, 20 different people posted the same, that it pulled to the left with those tyres. I mean, I don't think I've ever felt it do that, but I don't know. I can't even put my finger on it what it is. It doesn't feel as good as that RT did.
it's probably all the shitty roads in Dorset. That's all it is, mate.
Might be a shitty bike. Might be trying to get rid of it.
Cow crap everywhere. That it's down there, and in some of the.
What would make a wheel? What would make a wheel pull to one side? If a tire is uniformly the shape all the way around,
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing should make it pull to one side, should it?
No.
Well, the roads are crowned differently too, so
Yeah.
You ride on the wrong side of the road. That's probably your problem. Ride on the right side and see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm not riding on your side of the road. Look, you ride in the bloody great big white mounds.
What tires do you have on that, Jerry, for riding around on yours in that? Are they
Pardon
normal
me?
type? Are they road? They're not normal road tires on there, are they? On the bike you're doing that with?
Yeah.
In the snow? Yeah.
Because
Get
the
8,000
solution with those tyres,
Pardon me?
solution with the tyres in the UK is just to turn them round, so the arrow's pointing the other way.
Is that's not as bad, is it?
Bryce just made a good point there, actually, with the GSs. And a lot of them are saying that, in their opinion, the GS is too heavy for the Road 6s because they got quite a soft sidewall, apparently.
Oh.
Yeah,
I mean, Andy's just said he loves them on his bike.
I do.
I haven't felt it pull to the left, but Bryce just said GSs, I presume, isn't meant to have complete road tyres, obviously, because they are a more adventure style bike.
Well, that might make some sense because they are softer rubber on the sidewalls.
Yeah, because you got them on the Thruxton, haven't you?
I've had them on 4 or 5 different bikes.
Yeah.
The only problem with them that they're expensive.
Yeah.
And according to New Biker, they like nails.
Wow, there's quite a few people who've said that they picked up quite a few punctures, but then they were saying that with the 5s as well.
I've never had any problems with. I've had it, like I said, on 4 or 5 bikes.
Surely that's not the tire's fault, is it? If you pick up a puncture, how can that be a fault of a
Well,
tire?
if it's the soft rubber picks up stuff more easily, that's for sure. So the softer the rubber is, the more likely it'll pick it up. But
I mean, Bryce made the point. It is a big, heavy bike. Well, trust me, it's a big, heavy bike when I'm sat on the bastard.
you have that with all your bikes,
And
right?
also, look, my missus is ironing my shirt over a wok.
Yeah. You're not going to go back to your other bike, Nigel?
Hey?
You're not going to get rid of it and go back to your other bike, yeah?
No, I kept dropping that one, didn't I, with me dicky shoulder.
Yeah.
And even though it's better, it's still not 100%.
Hey,
I'll get
Nigel.
used to that.
I figured out the bike you need.
At night.
Sorry, Jerry?
I think I figured out the bike you need. You need one of those Nikons.
Oh, yeah, the 3-wheeler.
The 3-wheeler, yeah.
Andy's saying you got 2 new sets of Road 6s in the garage, ready for my trips. Michelin used to do the GT, which had a stronger sidewall.
Yeah, I've got them on there.
But they dropped the GT and made the sidewall stiffer on some sizes. So they must know it's a problem then.
Oh, I was under the assumption my 6s were the GTs. Clearly not if they've dropped the GT.
I don't have GTs on mine.
Mm-hmm.
Because my bikes are a little lighter, but you're not sitting on them either. So there you go.
I mean, it probably sounds like I'm slagging that GS off. I'm not. It is a lovely bike.
Well, get you the you're going to get an RT. Why don't you just go out and do that?
We'll have a summer chucking this rain when the roads are dry and we got a bit more hoo-ha in the bends, and we'll see what it's like.
Well, you better buy one before they outlaw them in your country. You pretty much can't even ride the bikes now, can you? What's it, 2030 or what? You can't. Is that the date?
Oh, I don't know.
You'll still be able to ride them. You just won't be able to buy them new.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. He needs to buy one real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, just reading what Andy said there. The GT version is only available on a 180 plus size tire.
What does that mean? The 180 is that?
Yeah, so they're one's, the width of it.
Oh, the width.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the tires are pretty tight. Well, you got the mud guards on the back of the bike these days, the huggers. They can be quite close to them, can't they? Pretty tight if you get too big a tire on it.
They won't grow too much, though. I mean, they're not like you're not running up 200 miles an hour. They're not going to expand too much. You need about half an inch. I don't know what that is in metric.
Half an inch, 12.54 millimeters.
Yeah.
Plus or minus 0.001.
You guys taught us the inch in pounds. Then as soon as we learn it, you go to some other system.
Yeah.
Some of us never moved, Jerry. Don't worry. We still use inches.
Most bikes now, are most bikes not metric in size for nuts and bolts and stuff.
Yeah, all of them are pretty much.
I always use metric gear on bikes.
Yeah, I can use the bolts. I understand that, but I don't really understand the conversion of, what's 1/8 inch to metric. I don't know. Is it 2 millimeters or what?
And you say you never had a problem with Road 6s on his GSA 2 up fully loaded. So it could be you might get the odd one person who buys a set of tires and he gets a bit of a dodgy tire, and that one person with the dodgy tire makes some sort of comment and things, and people then start picking up on it.
That's what I was wondering with it on that owners forum. Is that just people jumping on the bandwagon? And
well, they're
the worst. They're the worst places to go, these forums, because you get nothing on. Nobody ever says any good thing about their bikes, their cars, or anything like that. It's all the crap comes up. My steering wheel won't work properly. This won't work. The demisting's shite on this, and it's kind of like a false impression, isn't it? Really,
I've heard some of the guys say that the bikes didn't shift well, and you start asking them questions, and it turns out they fell over on the, and bent the shifter rod. So, you gotta ask questions because it's all negative.
Do you not think that the sort of badge sort of drives a lot of moaning and complaint? So, the BMW ones, because it's perceived to be high quality bikes, I don't think they get as much criticism as, say, you look at the Chinese ones. I think pound for pound, are the BMWs any better?
Yeah, I think Brian's got the answer there. It just could be a bad batch. These things happen, don't they? Nothing's perfect in the world.
I wanted to talk about Alex, what Alex just commented here, because about 2 years ago, I went on we got a website. It's the National Transportation website, and it lists all the recalls and all the complaints. And BMW had by far the most recalls and the most complaints. And but you'd see some of the complaints were on the BMW they were like the reflectors. Okay, it'd be something real small.
Yeah.
You go and you read about the Royal Enfield and the engines fall out and it's just fine. No problem.
There's a little problem like that on the NT1100. People always moan about every single review you see. They will complain about the indicators in the little the deflectors. Now I ride the little CB125. That's got indicators, and I can see exactly the same two yellow indicators on the side. To me, it's not an issue, but every single person that makes a review sees that as a problem. I never.
Are they on all the time then, like cruising lights?
Yeah. They're on all.
I could see something be distracting, but if it's not distracting, but like you said, like how he's talking about, a lot of times on the forums, people they complain about everything, Then you get everybody jumping on the bandwagon.
Jerry,
so I think half the time some of them just complain so they can be heard, just to make a point or something. I think you think, like, did you really mean that? Yeah. Because you see somebody's post previously, and they're saying it's brilliant, then all of a sudden they're putting something negative on. I think it's just the way that social media works. So they got to say something for the sake of being noticed.
Every single bike will have something that folk don't like.
Right.
I didn't say that it's something wrong with it. Right. I really like those daylight running lights, those indicators staying on all the time, because the more lights you've got on a bike, the more chance you've got of people seeing you. And see, when you're using indicators on the bike and you can see the indicators on the side, you're more likely to remember to switch them off rather than not. I've never found them distracting. I found them.
Me neither. Never.
So sometimes people like to moan about certain things and certain brands, and it's just the way it is. Make up your own mind when you go and ride a bike and when you own it, and speak to people that's got them, and then you'll get a true view.
I think it's probably the suspension setup on mine rather than the tyre. I mean, I haven't noticed any pulling to the left. But I mean, it's everything on it is dynamic apart from like the preload. I think pretty sure the preload, I mean, is how sad I am, that's set up exactly the same as when I picked it up. I haven't touched it.
95% of the people never change their suspension setting.
Yeah. Well, of course, it's with the electronic, you've got minimum preload, maximum preload, or auto, where it will, when I get on, it goes, oh shit, get off. And then it'll adjust. But
with the auto on that, I don't know how it works. I don't know how it works. The auto.
Oh, sorry. Go on, Joe.
Oh, carry on. No, carry on, Alex.
And when I went away on my tour last year and the bike was loaded up, the NT, when I went down to Tesco's to get my breakfast with my wife and I was riding it, I thought, oh, the steering feels a bit light. So I adjusted the preload and the bike went back to normal. So it is really important that you make sure that you get that preload right if you load the bike up. And maybe that's what you need to do, Nige, is add a bit of preload with with that extra bulk that it's carrying.
Yeah, I'd say I do. I need to adjust it and try it. It's but it's weird. It's even the bloody seat adjustment. I mean, you can have it both low. This is like the two individual seats.
Yeah.
So the rider's seat, you can have it both low, the front low, but the back of the seat high. You can have it that way, or both high. The back seat, you can have it in a forward setting or a back setting, so it's not resting against the small of your bloody.
So
back.
BMW's giving you too many options, is what you're saying. It's
Yeah.
overcomplicated a thing for you.
But the good thing, I haven't dropped it yet.
Oh, yeah.
Yet.
Didn't you drop that RT about 4 times?
4 times, yeah. Twice it landed on me.
Yeah.
Oh.
And twice I had to get my neighbour to pick it up. The second time when I knocked his door, I just pointed.
Here's a question here from Salty Badger. He says, have you guys seen the new motorcycle helmet from Intelligent Cranium Helmets coming out with perimeter sensors? Has anybody heard of that?
I'm already overloaded when I'm riding, I can't think of have anything else distracted me.
That's not that one with like like a heads-up display in it, is it?
I don't know. Be expensive.
I've never heard of it.
See if you can Google it there, Joe. Find it. See if
Let me
you can find
Google
it and put it up.
You have a chat.
Find it, put it up. Put it
have a
up
quick
and
chat.
then we'll have
And
we
I'm
can
gonna-
critique it for its safety aspects.
Let's give it a go. Let's see what I can find.
Is it for Europe, Salty? Is it for the worldwide? Is it particular bits? Where have you seen this before?
Salty says it has a heads up.
Heads up, yeah.
Oh, it has.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting overloaded with all these TFTs now. There's so many things that can distract you from riding, when you're switching.
Yeah.
You know what, Jerry? My TFT on my NT is set to the way I like it, and I never touch it, never change
That's
anything.
a good idea.
I just ride my bike, and it's got the bits that I want to see, and I never bother with any. I came down in a blinking storm from Orkney, and it was blowing a gale, and I forgot I had the rain mode in it, and I just wrote it down in normal. But it's what you do with the throttle, isn't it?
I do. I don't hardly ever switch the modes. I just use my, the old-fashioned way of riding in the rain. I just ride up 2 gears.
Oh, this is the helmet, is it?
All right, here we go. It says it's got a head-up display and everything as well. Now shipping, it says. Do you want to? Let's see if we can play this.
Available now.
That's
The new
carbon
line
fiber.
of Intelligent Cranium helmets is here.
Can you
Buy
hear it
now
okay?
and pay later using pay. Helmets starting at only $650. Pre-order
Back off. Sorry.
and new orders will start shipping February 28th. Explore our models with advanced features like rear cameras for eyes in the back of your head,
Oh, God.
Bluetooth for seamless connectivity, a heads-up display, and dual TOF sensors for hazard alerts. Choose your certification and ride confidently with the smartest helmet on the market.
So who's going to be the
Available to
first
buy now
motovlogger
and
to
pay
have one of them? Then,
using
direct?
Shop Pay. Why settle for ordinary when you can ride smarter, safer, and more connected? Ride
TMF?
smart. Ride safe.
TMF?
IntelligentCraniumHelmets.com.
TMF, yeah, bet you.
6,000.
TMF or Lamb Chop Rides. Like Lamb Chop Rides will have one of them, you watch.
I thought he's
The
getting
one
rid
thing
of
that
it.
I didn't mention was you need neck muscles like Arnie Schwarzenegger for all that extra power.
Oh, pretty,
Yeah.
They look pretty nice for sure.
It's carbon fiber, I think.
Brian's just said TMF has one.
He's got one.
He's got one of those.
No.
Hey, huh? Hey.
Well, long as we've got a comment about TMF, don't you like it when he does his little fashion show at the end of the videos?
Yes, I'm wearing a Adventure
My
Biker
jeans.
t-shirt from 2022.
Love
He has-
it.
He's got the nice gear.
What I want to know is why does that Slowbo bloke spend all this money on cameras when he rides around in a shit helmet? That's what I want to know.
If you spent all
Think
his
the
money
bloke
on
knows better.
cameras. He spent all his money on
Somebody,
cameras, so he's
commented on one of his videos. Why is he spending money on a 360 when he clearly needs to buy a decent helmet?
Oh, I haven't seen his helmet. What is his wrong with his helmet?
It's I think it's an LS2, isn't it? Yeah, look, it's all right. Does the job. It's legal. It's certified.
I can take a new helmet and make it look like crap in about a week, though.
Some of the stuff that Lobo talks about, and the guy notices his helmet. Incredible.
Yeah.
I've never noticed his helmet.
No, I haven't looked at it. Right. Actually, you don't need to see anything. You just need to listen to Slobo. It's hilarious. It's brilliant.
He says, I was devastated. Couldn't show my face for a few days.
Yeah, LS2's got.
LS2 stroke.
It's a good helmet, that.
But I mean, Howie will back me up. It doesn't matter what you got on your head. You hit a bloody articulated lorry head on at a decent speed. It doesn't matter what you're wearing.
Your head might be in a good shape, but the rest of your body is completely buggered.
Hey, I resemble that remark. I did that.
On the thing of helmets, Howie and Nige, when you've probably seen a few motorcycle accidents, I'm sure.
Never come across one in my life.
Never seen one. They're perfectly safe. I know. They never crash, do they? But when you see these accidents where people who have crashes with helmets, do the helmets disintegrate a lot of time? Do they crack, or do they always in one?
Yeah. I've seen one with the chin piece has been ripped away and stuff half of it out the back split in two and all sorts. Yeah.
Can I just put in quickly? Steve's going. Cheers, Steve.
Cheers, Steve.
Thanks for popping in. Appreciate that.
But yeah, they do. They crack, they split.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they do the work. That's absorbing the shock, isn't it? So it's doing its job.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the things that if you do go to one, we always take the helmet in to show the consultants and what have you, because that gives them a good idea of what kind of impact and everything. And if that helmet's split, then that's had a decent whack,
and it's going to hurt.
I got rid of one of my old helmets, and rather than let someone wear it, I cut the straps off it. And I thought I had a big claw hammer, and I applied a claw hammer to it. Couldn't make a mark on it, and I was putting a lot of force into it.
I mean, I'll probably wear it, but it'd be bloody uncomfortable with that hammer in there, wouldn't it?
Yeah. At least you'd have a hammer with you.
If
you need a hammer, you know where there is one. You just reach around the back.
I got to ask how
you offer it as a test service. So if you need it, just let me know. And my rates are really nice.
Most motorcyclists get really pissed off when you start cutting the leathers off. That's the big one, isn't it?
Yeah.
They get really pissy at you and that, and they don't
their legs, their leg structures like a blind man's walking stick. Where they flick them and they come out with all the string in the middle of it, and it's all flappy. And all they're worried about is don't cut their leathers.
I didn't worry about when they cut mine off. I didn't care.
Did you just like a string of sausages, and then you think, hang on, look, mate, I'm cutting down this.
That's the only thing holding me together.
As best I can, all right,
Yeah, we're even kinder. We cut down the seam.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you two guys. You've been in a lot of motorcycle accidents. Have you ever seen one of the helmets that looks like how a windshield looks when you make an impact? It just kind of shatters.
Bullseye.
Have you ever seen one of those? That's what my helmet looked like when I hit the big truck. It just.
Well, you mean it like shattered, like fragmented?
Just like a shattering of glass. Just.
Not really seen that. I've seen them split and just completely scuffed off. I've seen visors sort of hanging off and in bits, but I've not seen it where it's gone like a windscreen has, where it just goes into
with carbon fiber.
Mosaic. I can only describe it as. It's not really good. No, not seen that. Did you buy a glass one then?
It was a
ceramic glass. You ceramic coated.
The good helmets used to be fiberglass. The old ones, the real old ones, when I first started riding. And that's what it was.
I think one of the work. Well, I won't come out. I won't say that one. You'll never ride a bike again. But on the subject of helmets, remember going to one? He had an open face helmet.
That's what.
and he'd come off. He'd gone over the handlebars and he'd skidded. And honestly, all of this, that was just gone.
What, without helmet on, you mean?
Yeah, we had an open face.
With the 3/4
face.
helmet. With the 3/4 helmet, you can get your face ripped off. I've seen that. That's not.
Do you know, I my hand on my heart, I've never come across a biker with a piss pot helmet that's had an accident. All of mine have been full face ones, and
Yeah.
I've never had a facial injury on that I've actually gone to. So, just lucky, I suppose.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember going to one that had a head on with a bus, and when we got
Bus
there,
lost.
we pulled up, and I'm in the passenger seat, and my mate who's driving, he said, "Oh Christ, his leg's off." And of course, when we got out, he's riding a bike. He'd had a previous accident before, and he had a false leg anyway. that was why his leg was off.
We had a couple of all-female crew had a report of a motorcyclist versus car in North Oxford, and they went up there and they found this guy on the road, and he's got like half his arm missing and half his leg missing. And of course, as he's come off, this guy's an amputee anyway, so he lost this in a previous bike accident, slipped along the road, and of course, where his stump's gone across the gravel or the tarmac, he started bleeding again. So they saw these stumps with blood coming out of them, and they said, "Oh my God!" They tried to stop him from looking at his arm. He says, "No, it's all right." He said, "I lost that a year ago." He said, "You what?" He said, "Have a look on the bike. He's got an arm that comes out from the handlebar like that."
Oh, and he just
he just shoves his stump in,
Yeah.
and another one off the foot peg where he just shoves his foot in, and all the gearing is over on the throttle and everything's all over on the on the left hand
Dylan
side.
said, "Let's move away from it." I mean, you must have had it, Howie. The amount of people that say to you, "How can you ride a motorbike doing the job that you do?" With the accidents you must see.
Oh, it's always that question. Always that question in it. What's the worst accident you've ever seen?
Yeah.
And do you know what my stock? Do you know what my stock reply to that is? It's the one your parents had.
Yeah. Anyway, the bike's rolling.
Dylan's driving, so we better change the subject, and we don't want Dylan running off the road.
Move on for this. We don't put people off biking. There's enough motorcycle dealerships closing down. We don't want to have people stop going into them.
No. Did any of you watch Graham Haggis Whisper's latest motor blogger Unplugged with Soggy Balls, Stevie?
No,
he's off on
I've seen it come up. I haven't watched it yet.
He's off on a round the world tour.
Is he?
Yeah.
Around the world?
Oh.
Yeah, he's going to do it in about 6 months. That was a bloody good watch, actually, earlier. If you haven't watched it, go and watch it later. It's brilliant.
All right.
So, yeah, he's off on a round the world tour.
Have you got the link to the video there, Nige? If you have, pop it in the side chat, and then we can let people have a look at that.
But yeah, I think he said he's factored in about 8 weeks wiggle room so that if he comes across any problems or whatever, he can, he's got the time there.
Does he work for a living?
Well, he did. He just, this is why he's doing it now.
Redundancy or something.
Yeah, he's been made redundant.
Yeah. Well, I'm on that subject there. Nice time to tell you this. I've decided to retire from work as well, Nige, Howie, and
good
Alex,
man,
Jerry.
Finally,
I'm going to give up work, and in 3 months' time, I'm going to jack it all in and I'll spend a bit more time enjoying myself, riding motorbikes and visiting around. But whether I'll get around to a worldwide trip, I don't know. But something to think about, actually, isn't it?
Honestly, Joe, you'll find it's the best job you've ever had.
Yeah.
Are you going to get a GS?
On the NT 1100.
He sold you a bunch of camera equipment. You know, at least you can do as by his GS.
Yeah. Thanks for popping along, Peaky. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Peaky's off.
Cheers, Bri.
Bye.
Here's the link to that YouTube from
Haggis Whisper. Yeah, so that's a really good watch.
Right. If you get a chance, have a look at that. And it's I'm going to have a look at as soon as we finish this live stream.
You know, the guy that I think would make it interesting around the world trip was Slobo. That would be
Yeah.
fun.
That'd be brilliant, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
would be fun.
He'll certainly be able to keep the conversation going for a long time period, won't he? He's good at that. Yeah.
Dominant.
It's just that helmet pisses me off.
That's another example of people moaning about stuff that's not really shouldn't have moaned about.
Yeah.
Oh,
As you
why
said, Alex, all the stuff that they could moan at in his videos, and they pick up on that.
I've just realised something. If I'm going to retire in 3 months' time or so, this will be a totally retired person's video stream, wouldn't it? I've just realised that actually. Isn't that weird? Wow.
You could call it Rumpelstiltskin and the crumpled foreskins.
It could be Retired Farts Friday or something like that.
Yeah, well, we could do something like that. You never know. Oh,
Slovo said that he'd have to waffle around the world. My bet is he'd get about halfway through France, and they'd lock him up.
Well, yeah.
And Andy's just said in France it's legal requirement for wearing gloves.
Is it?
All the time.
But that's a good thing.
Don't you have to have a vest also?
The pension podcast.
Yeah, I think a vest you have to wear if you're off the bike, don't you? I don't know if you have to wear a vest when you're on the bike.
So you need a reflective vest if you break down at the side of the road you put it on, and you also need, if you've got bulbs in your headlamps, you need to carry spare bulbs. The French have got loads of bloody rules and regulations that you really need to be aware of if you go there.
Okay.
Not that I've never been stopped here, but
kind of like California.
Are they like that as well? Are they?
Well, they had big fires out there, right?
I like that one.
And so everybody's sending fire trucks from all the different states. So California is stopping the fire trucks and inspecting them. And they have to make sure they have a crack in the windshield. They can't go fight the fire until they get the crack fixed.
What terrible! That's just a joke, Jerry, isn't it?
Yeah.
I just see Joe was reading Stu's comment. I was seeing if he's going to pick up on it.
I haven't read it yet, have I? Which one's that?
Where Stu said his subscribers commented on his helmet for a month. He had to apologise because his trouser zip had broken.
I've seen that one just put up there. Oh dear.
And Andy said, true, they always pick up on the small things. Oh dear.
Slovo got the good name for the podcast, the Pension Podcast.
Yeah,
Exactly.
see, brilliant.
I saw that one.
Yeah, it'd be brilliant.
The pensioners' performance, or the pensioners perform, although probably not. Probably not. Oh, dear. No, but I'm looking forward to it anyway. So get time for a few more videos and stuff like that. But
it's a great time, Joe.
I'll have time for all my little hobbies that I like doing as well. So I'll probably stick a few of them up and things. For me, all the other things I do quite a lot of hobbies and takes a lot of my time. And
a lot of your money.
The money as well, yeah.
The hobbies always take a lot of your money.
You crash one of them planes, it's 500 quid down the pan on some of them. Probably more big gliders, but
easily.
Alex, you've got the Fort Action 4, haven't you?
I have, yes.
And you have as well, Howie, haven't you? Nobody got the 5?
Yeah.
Because I watched the video earlier. If anyone's got the 5 Pro, they're bringing out a new firmware for it. It's being released now. And it's they've gone down the lines of the Insta Ace Pro, where you can have the color grading like natural or vivid, and also apparently you can transfer the audio to an Android device. Whether that means pair it and record it, I don't know.
Well,
I missed the opportunity. You just reminded me of something. I was going to ask Brian about the colors of the skies he had in one of his videos. They look purple.
Whose videos?
Sticky's.
Sticky Brighter, yeah, they were.
But I think that's probably. I think Bride probably does some like color grading with it or what have you.
Look purple.
Yeah, yeah, it was off a little bit. Yeah.
Well, why
It
do
could have
people
been.
do?
It could have been the reflection of the heather on the sky because
Lucky Heather, I'll have
if
you know.
he was in
Lucky
Scotland, it
Heather.
might have been that.
Oh.
Well, here's a question because I don't understand. I don't understand color grading or whatever because I see a
Yeah.
video and I just see that video is the color that it actually is. But what does color grading do? Because are you changing the color or are you making the color like it was original?
No, you're changing the whole lot. So you could have a normal bit of footage, and then you could make it look, even if it was, I don't know, winter or summer, you could make it look autumn if you wanted.
Yeah, but if you do, I think it's only works really if you do it in RAW and then do your colouring in afterwards.
Yeah.
But you've got to remember to stay in the lines when you're colouring in.
Chris has just joined in the side chat.
So really, it's not the real image that was there originally, is it? In that case, it's not the true color. You can make a video which isn't the true colors that it actually is. Is that right or not?
I think some people are trying to
Yeah, I mean, you can change it, but I mean, you'll be surprised to know I'm not really fat. I have to do quite a bit of editing to make me look like that.
He's got a body to maintain, so you just leave him alone. To get like that takes a lot of time and effort, and you just stop.
Is my body double, or is it a double-sized body? I don't know. What are the two?
I think you're losing weight there.
Yeah. Hey, you're a nice person, Jerry, aren't you? You're a wonderful person.
I think he's losing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Hey,
Howie,
is losing it.
Howie, you're gaining a little bit of your weight back now. You lost
a little bit of my weight back.
Yeah, a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah, I lost something like about 8 pounds, and now I've got 7 back, I think.
But it don't take long when you get sick, does it? I mean, it just flies off when you get sick.
Yeah, I mean, I was rough, but yeah, I mean, I'm okay now. I'm eating again now, which is good. But yeah, I'm trying to watch my diet really. With all
Joe,
this
do you want to
threats
whack
of fraud
the
loan
StreamYard link up in case anyone wants to come in?
Yeah, I can do.
We can only fit one more because we're too mean to get 10.
Oh yeah, otherwise we'll be going through what we did the other night again, testing, and cocking it up.
No, we can all lose a little weight now, get skinnier.
Yeah. Can we not squeeze the boxes in a bit more, like get?
Yeah. If anybody wants to pop on, just click that link there, and we'll delete it once we get it up and going. Is anybody brave enough to come on here? We might call you fat or skinny or something like that. You never know.
Yeah. Shamefully have the mick taken out of you by these
and if
you're overtired folk.
Than any of us, you're getting checked.
What's this one here that Andy's saying? Was in JS today, one of the staff moved my helmet and could not believe how light it was. JNS don't stock climb anymore. Something to do with rocker and climb. So how heavy is that helmet that Andy's got? I know it's a light one, isn't it? It's a carbon fiber job, isn't it? If a Norman helmet's around about 2 kilos or something like that, isn't it?
That's pretty heavy.
It's a 1.2, I think. So it was the lightest lid you can buy. Does anyone know?
The lightest?
I don't know. I've just got a normal.
There you guys talking about grams and kilos again.
Just over 1,000 grams, Andy says.
That's 1 kilo, 2.2 pounds.
That's pretty low.
Andy says he won't come on. He's been drinking since 1 p.m.
He was drinking the last time we were on.
Oh, no. It's his hobby.
He's got his own pub, hasn't he? In his back garden.
Yeah, he got right.
Drinking while I was on last time.
Well stocked, might I add, as well. Right, 1,000 grams. That's pretty light, that, isn't it? Considering all one's about 2.
I think so.
1,000. Oh, we got somebody here. Let me see who this is. Who is this?
Hello, caller. What's your name and where are you from?
Yes, I think Shite Lines is on. No, he's moved.
There he
He's-
was gone.
I'll have to remove this one and add this one. He's got two cameras going. Hello there.
Hello.
I've had to remove
A
some.
young'un.
Oh, he's just
We got a
jumped out of
young'un.
the Formula One racing car.
I don't
No,
know
I
how
had a
much.
bit of an issue there. It joined me in the browser instead of launching the app, which is a bit strange.
Yeah, I've actually got two streams. I've got another one of you in the bottom there as well. I've got 8 down here. I'm gonna try and
Oh, what? 2 of Chris?
yeah.
Oh, fuck me. 32 chins, Chris.
Yeah, I've got 2 of you here.
Yeah,
One's a black image.
Greg special.
What have you been buying for your bike
special,
lately,
right enough.
you little grom? Anything interesting? Or can you not
Yeah.
buy any more gadgets for it? You must have everything on it.
I've done a bit of testing. I tried the sat nav mounted to the bike yesterday because we're supposed to be taking them across the tunnel this year. So I did a try yesterday.
What's that nav you're
I think
using?
I've got. It's a TomTom Rider 500. No, 550. 550, I think
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
They're good then.
It's all right. It's
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I really like Garmin. I had a Garmin sat nav that I managed to get cheap off of eBay, and it was actually
Is it like that?
one. Yeah.
550.
Mm-hmm.
550. They're
It's
really
probably
good.
as flat as a turd, the battery.
I think them ones there.
Surprised. That's what surprised me yesterday, right? Because we left John's about 10:20 yesterday, and when we got in last night about 5 o'clock, the TomTom was still running without being on battery all day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, and also
All day, sorry.
I think the 510 or what you've got there can actually record the journeys as well. If you put on record, you can record the journey on it. It's got a record button on it.
I don't think it is the 550, if I'm honest, because I got
Is
it
it the
for a steal
510?
on eBay for 150 quid.
Well, the
Yeah.
510 is about 200 and odd, I think it was, 200 or 300 quid.
I think the 550 is a different colour. This is more a grey, and it's only got the maps of Europe on it. It doesn't have worldwide or anything.
Well, you're not
I
traveling
thought
around the world, like
550 Yeah,
You've got
550 came with the
Take
world
America.
maps.
Mine's just got a map of Somerset on it. That's all I got.
Well, it ain't going to get lost in your garage, is it? Get out and ride it.
Aye?
I'm coming up one day and we're going out.
yeah.
You-
You
I
got
hear
the
you
car
talking.
rider.
to the pub.
Now
You've
you
got
can
the
follow
car
in the car.
You've got the car ride, Howie, haven't you?
I got loads of. Being retired, you just tend to buy loads of shit because you're sat here doing nothing. I got the copyright for the. I have this in the tank bag, so I can use this anytime. I've got another mount that I can swap over that goes on the same mount. I can mount this onto a BMW mount. So I use that. So and I take the copyright thing off, and that's only there to play music and podcasts and other stuff because I want to have my phone on me. I don't want to have it on the bloody dashboard. So if I do come off, at least you got a phone in your pocket. So if you do come off, then you're on your Jones, Jack Jones. You can get help still. That's the only reason I have that copyright thing.
Do you realise that copyright, where it connects to your phone, I've got one of the very few phones that won't connect to them. And it's not even an old phone. I got this Samsung Galaxy S20 5G, and I nearly bought the copyright 702BS, which is the new one, which works with the jogger wheel and the beamer. And luckily, I saw it before I hit the button to buy it. It won't work with a Galaxy S20. So
Have you got any other old phones, Nige? You've got any other old
phones? A new
phones?
phone as well.
No, I'm not saying buying a new phone. Get an old phone, and use the apps off it, so you can still get like your Apple CarPlay stuff off of it,
Hmm.
and then have that in your pocket, so you
I
can
was
still
actually-
get your music and all that. Oh, he fell over.
I was thinking about doing that with the drone as well, because I've got an old iPhone, and I was considering, rather than using my phone on the drone, I thought maybe it's better to carry the old iPhone 12 with me, so that I've got a dedicated screen in the bag for it. I could just plug in.
Yeah, I do that. Honestly, it's a lot easier there.
Joe, we can be smug because we've got all that on our NT, haven't we?
We have. It's all included, free of charge.
It's all
Although
there.
it does,
Cap
although-
you right.
although it does take some time to get to know how to connect the Bluetooth and all that. But once you get the knack of it, and it's done and it's set up, you never touch it. It's a fantastic thing.
Well, I had a quick blip over to Portland yesterday, so it's only sort of, I don't know, 8 mile there and 8 mile back. I just wanted to try recording the Cardo through the Cardo app. So I stuck my Cardo Edge on, and I used my normal Osmo Action 5 Pro with the Mic 2 to record it on the way over. And on the way back, I thought I'll record it purely through the Cardo app. So turned everything off, thought I'd unpaired it from the bike, connected the phone to the Cardo again, set the app recording, started recording. You could see it spiking as I was talking. The minute I turned the bike on, the bike grabbed it again, and then the Cardo app wouldn't record it. So I'm back to square one with the bike arguing with the phone and the bloody Cardo and everything else. So I don't know.
Well, there's a good little question there for you, and you might be able to answer this, Howie. Do the car rides work without the internet connection? Can you have an offline map like you can with the Android Auto?
It just basically connects to the apps on your phone. That's how it works.
Yes.
It's the same thing as Apple CarPlay. That's all it uses is Apple CarPlay.
Yeah, so the car ride itself hasn't got anything set in the memory, is it? It just purely mirrors your phone.
It just basically mimics what's on your phones. But if your phone's not connected, you can't get outside calls and texts and all that on malarkey. But it'll still use the apps, won't it? It's just connected to the apps on your phone.
Yeah. It's based on Android Auto, isn't it?
Yeah, they use both. I mean, it's Android Auto and
It's
Apple
based on Android
CarPlay.
Auto. You should be able to download a map, I would have thought.
See, I don't know about you guys, but Lindsay, my other half, she's got the Android Auto in the car, and it hammers her battery on her phone. And I noticed it as well with my iPhone as well. And to be honest, I love my techie stuff. And if anybody would have Android Auto or CarPlay on a bike, it would be me. But I think based on the experiences and even having my phone in my pocket, it would just scalp the battery during the tour, you know?
Yeah.
And I would need to keep.
I mean,
keep
I'm old school. I mean, I'm real old school. I really truly believe that you shouldn't be on a motorbike unless you know where you're going.
Or you got a map. You can have a map book stuck on the tank.
You don't want to come up with me then, because I got lost all the time.
See, when I had mine running on and I had connected by a cable, my phone was red hot, absolutely red hot, and it was so bad. I thought it could actually overheat and explode. I switched my phone off to let it cool down, and I stuck it on the ground. I was a bit concerned about it, but it does get very hot, and it's Android. It's an Android phone.
Yeah. Well, mine's actually mounted underneath the seat, so when the phone's on, there's mine's under the seat on the NT, and there's a bit of draft in there. So as you're riding along, it never gets hot under there, where mine is, by sticking under the seat.
That's actually a really good idea. That's a really good idea, because a lot of phones, I know that Android, Apple phones or iPhones anyway, it happened to me when I was in Europe. I think I had it in my tank, was beating on it, and it was a really warm day, and they've got a tendency of overheating and shutting off, and you need to wait until they cool down to turn them back on again.
Yeah. And
Well,
Joe, is yours a more modern phone? Because my Samsung's I don't know, S9 or something. So it's quite old. That one I was using. A spare phone again, Chris. It's not my main phone, but it's a spare
I've
phone.
got the
and I'm using
S10.
that.
I use
So
the S10 and also use a Pixel Google 7 as well.
Yeah,
They both
I've
the
got
same.
7 as well. But the thing about it is it's maybe the older phones with the older processors have to work harder, and that's why they're getting hot. I wonder if the newer phones are any better. Have you noticed that, Nige?
I mean, mine's trying to think how old my phone is. 4 years, 3 years.
Just before we go, Zed saying you can use the saved map on the car if you ride. So
yeah, I mean, the same with any app, innit? You can download offline maps and use your phone, and then it will use that if you haven't got a data signal. But I use my route app on the phone, and
Yep.
the last few times I've been out with Steve, Steve's been using it as well, and he loves it now. I mean, we've gone back to when it was called Tire. That's when we first got it, and then it changed its name again. But the lads that have got it now, I mean, brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
what about Waze? Does anybody use Waze?
Waze? No, I've never used that. I've got Calamoto on the phone as well, the free bit.
That's a good one.
But, no, never use Waze. That's the one that shows you where the users actually flag up where the cameras are, and net speed cameras and what have you.
Yeah.
Android Auto does that as well.
Yeah, there's a
I
few.
mean,
apps that do that.
Andy's just made a bloody good point there. It's all right downloading the offline maps and everything, but they don't have up to the minute traffic info and what have you.
Yeah,
which is a good point.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I actually like the TomTom. All the maps are built into there. When you connect it to your phone, you get live updates on traffic and stuff like that. So for me, it's a perfect solution.
Yeah.
When I took the TomTom to Europe in 2022, comparing it to my phone, you know, we were talking about the whole live traffic thing. I think we were talking about a wee minute ago there.
Mm-hmm.
That app, so the phone contract I had at the time, I think it only allowed 10 gig of data a day,
Mm-hmm.
and it's absolutely twatting that data. And I mean, hammering it to the stage that the phone was getting warm again, just like we spoke about. The phone was getting really warm, and I was like, "Why is my battery draining so much? And why am I getting notifications I'm reaching my limit?" And I went into the TomTom, disconnected it, and to be honest with you, I had 3-4 days of trouble-free riding basically and navigating. But I did promise myself that I would never go again without a dedicated sat nav. 2 times I pulled the phone out the pocket to start Googling to find campsites and stuff, and I was like, "Fuck, I have no signal here. Can't do anything." You know.
I had that trouble when I went to Switzerland in 23. I had sites where I couldn't get any and I wasn't looking for campsites. I was looking for hotels. And that caused a bit of pain. I had to drive till I did get signal. But I connect my phone to the TomTom. Now, my contract, I don't use my phone very much. I don't care about it. I got used phones all my life and I'm fed up with them. I've only got a 5 gig contract and I never got any issues with using it with the TomTom. None whatsoever. Right, 5 gig a month.
Andy's just said he's done 14 countries on the bike now. His TomTom's never let him down. And he said, you see guys that use the phones with these apps and that, and they're messing up all the bloody time.
Yeah, that's true.
I think they've got a place. I think they're good as a backup. There was one time I couldn't find a particular hotel on the TomTom, and I used Google Maps, and that got me to the door using the display in the NT. It didn't help that I turned up at the wrong freaking hotel right enough, but that was another story. I'm here to book in. No, you're not. That hotel is 5 miles that way.
I don't know about you guys, but whoever it is that's got the TomToms, I mean, I make a point of turning it on every 2 or 3 months, there or thereabouts, right? And my the updates. I had to update it with 8.5 gig worth of map updates.
Oh,
2
yeah.
nights ago.
That's it.
I mean, if I put this, I haven't had this out the drawer for about what, 2 or 3 months, and hasn't been on the bike for ages. But if I start doing some trips, I'll make sure that this thing is topped up basically every 2 weeks. Just keep visiting TomTom and get your map updates
I
and
mean,
stuff like that.
at least that shows that they are updating it regularly, isn't they?
Oh,
Yeah.
they're brilliant for it. They're absolutely brilliant. I mean, I think I got TomTom. I think I got TomTom Ride on the on one of my apps just as another backup. So it'll give you roads and stuff like that on the phone app as well as on there, and you can transfer stuff from the phone app on the TomTom.
Yeah.
Like
But how is it? If you plan a route then on the TomTom, can you plan a route on the computer and transfer it?
Yeah.
So when you're actually riding then, because this used to get my goat no end. I had the BMW, when I had the RT, I had the Nav 5, sold it and got the Nav 6 because apparently they'd cured all the things with it. But we would plan routes and we'd purposely make sure we all had the same settings on the units and on, when we planned it. But it would always mess that route around. It would never follow the route that we'd planned with the Garmin's. Because, I mean, the BMW Navigators are essentially Garmin's. But,
I mean, you take like the Garmin Basecamp. It's a pile of crap. Basecamp compared to the TomTom. I mean,
loads of people
TomTom
say,
is easy.
"Oh, it's
Get the map, just get the points you want to go to, click on them, and then it says send to device. You click on it, bang. Within about half a minute, it's there. It's on on your TomTom ready to go.
What I really liked about it is we were talking about going to the French Riviera and the likes, right? And what I liked was, how I think it was people that had done routes before in the My TomTom app, and you could actually go to like the Italian Riviera and then send to device. Actually send, right, which I thought was brilliant. But what I done was we were doing the route to Grand Alps, and someone had put it in reverse from the way we were doing it. So I told it to reverse it. And what a nightmare that was, because obviously all of the where you were coming off changed, and we ended up going round in circles at bits because certain roads didn't join and stuff. That was the only time I've had problems with this. Only time I've had problems.
But if you wanted to do a trip, if you want to do the North Coast 500 or something like that, or the Southwest 40 or whatever you want to do, I mean, you just go on TomTom and someone will have done it, and you can look at it, and then once you've downloaded it, you can tweak it to how you want it, and then do all that. So it works a lot better than the bloody Basecamp. Basecamp's pants.
Well, I decided to change the way I was working because we reached it was too much aggro to plan a full route, the entire trip basically. So what we started doing was, if we got to San Quentin, right, we would set it for Reims next, and once we get close to Reims and we pulled in and had a drink point down, and it was so much easier because then you're doing your waypoints as you go, and it's 2 seconds.
I've adopted that points of interest, Chris. Right, I say I want to go there, and there. I go to that bit, then I navigate to the next one. It's far better than trying to do a detailed route on the PC. It's far easier.
Do you have any points of interest on your sat nav? Because I noticed on mine the only thing I've got is charging hubs. I don't have anything else.
But you go into the settings and you can tick what you want as points of interest. But the points of interest is the ones I've added. They're called My Places. Right. But in your one, I've enabled the one for fuel stations, right? Because you want fuel stations. Maybe hotels is another one. I switch off charging hubs.
Did he fall off?
Oh, what happened there?
Sorry, it's because I felt her arse.
Oh. It was like the Punch and Judy show, wasn't it?
Oh, I love it.
So let me see.
Oh, I love it.
That's what people do.
Jerry, when you use sat navs over there, in some of the countries, it's illegal to have the camera warnings, flags up where the speed cameras and that are. Do you have that over there? Are you allowed to use that?
Yeah, you can use that. It's no problem to use that. There's not a lot of speed cameras though.
No, you're nowhere near the amount we got. Have you?
No, the UK bought all the speed cameras. Then the Chinese made some more, for you. You guys got too many cameras. Yeah, you can't drive.
Yeah, tell us about it. That's why I love those ones in London. Go around with their bloody angle grinder, cutting down those ULEZ cameras.
Yeah. They don't last long here because a lot of people have guns that shoot them up.
That's what we need. That's what we need. A few of them.
Yeah, a few in the country have a shotgun blast going on them. On this way, I've seen a few.
Well, they shoot all kinds of signs over here. It didn't have to be speed cameras. They'll shoot any kind of sign. You put up like a sign for the animals crossing. Well, that'll be shot up.
Bang. They probably think it's an animal. Oh, I caught someone
they
today.
just shoot everything.
I shot me a bear.
You ought to bait that with the signs for Animal Crossing. Did you ever hear that woman? And it was dead serious too.
With the bear thing.
Yeah, she ran into a radio chat show, didn't she? And she was really, really irate about it. And she said, I don't know why deer are so stupid. There's a sign to show them deer crossing.
Where the deer
why don't they use the crossing? They've gone all that expense and time to put a crossing and they don't use it. No wonder they're all getting killed.
Still has got the idea here. Paintball gun. Anybody got a paintball gun to stick in your car with an aiming device on it? As you approach the camera, you can
the last time I went paintballing, I went to the hospital.
Or they can hurt.
Oh yeah,
they do hurt.
They sting.
We were shooting this big company paintball thing. We were shooting a paintball. We had like eight or 10 people on a side. And I was going across, and I was jumping across where this tree used to be, right? And I missed time. I jumped, so I went down into the hole. I head first right down into the hole, and they lit me up for a long time. Before the boss finally said, "Quit shooting him. I think he's hurt." They come up. It was about 95 degrees Fahrenheit, and it was real hot. And they come up and they put me on one of these boards, like Howie Nige is always sticking people on. And they strapped me to one of those things. And it was 95 degrees. And they took me to the emergency room, which is about 32 degrees, right? And I like to froze to death because I couldn't reach the little button, to have somebody come give me a blanket.
Oh dear.
So just to jump back to the sat nav thing, right? So
no more sat nav.
So I'm looking. Don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, we can see it. Pull it back a bit more away from the camera. That's it. Got it.
That's it.
Chris, look at the private chat in the channel, right? It's under appearance and it's under route planning. So while he's doing that, you get map updates just about every day with Tom for speed cameras mostly, to be honest with you.
I'll get mine every 6 months. Every 6 months or 3 months or something like that, I get a full map update and speed camera update.
But they give you.
I'm up to 30%.
Superb. I use mine all the time, not to navigate, but as I just take it on the bikes with me, and it updates every day. Every time when I switched it on now, there's updates there for it, and I was out yesterday with it.
Yeah, I have mine on all the time. The reason being is because it's got the traffic on it.
Yeah.
Wait there one moment. Let's just get that on.
Put it back, Chris. Stop. That's it.
Show PI on that. Yes, that's correct.
So all that's there is the charging station. I thought I would have had like castles and museums and all of that kind of stuff. But
can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
1 second. 1 second.
There's a whole list of stuff on the POI lists on map.
Yeah. Now that's the same as mine, Alex, as well.
Yeah.
What version of the TomTom have you got? What versions of the TomTom are they? The same or not?
Check.
And what update do you update yours
All
regularly?
the time. So
Yeah.
well, actually, does the updates that come in to the TomTom via Wi-Fi, do they update
No.
the unit or only the maps?
You have to plug it into the USB.
Right. Right. Okay. So it's a
And you have to
TomTom Raider 500.
Yes. If you
Is that
download the app,
500? Mine's is a 550, so maybe that's the difference.
yeah.
Yours is better, but I'm sure yours comes with worldwide maps. That's the difference.
Mine's
I
got
think it
worldwide
does,
maps.
actually.
Yeah.
But do you have
Whereas-
do you pay yearly for that, or is that a lifetime?
Lifetime maps.
You should have it then.
What do you guys need? What do you guys need? The Garmin, you got like 5 roads over there. How difficult could it be?
No,
You
we've
got
got
M1,
plenty of roads.
M5.
We've got plenty of roads. They're just that they're a lot narrower than your lot, Jerry.
Yeah.
You
We had
remove all
roads
those
before you
buildings,
did.
you can see them.
We had roads before you ever did.
And Andy's saying that the 550 on the phone
You
will
still got
update-
them.
Andy's saying that the 550 on your phone will update via Wi-Fi, apparently, on the move.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. That mine's is updating now. So if you look at that, POI is getting updated. If I can get it in.
Let's go back
focus.
away from the camera a bit
Back,
more.
back.
I wonder why I'm not
Yeah,
getting
we can see that.
really weird.
Yeah, that's really weird that I'm not. It's because it's black on black. It's struggling to see that because there's nothing on the screen. But POI is updating just now, Chris.
All right,
And
no
updated
need
it.
to rub it in, mate.
You don't think, Chris, that whoever you bought it off of has deactivated it, or
No, it goes with the
Well-
unit now.
Who was it that said plug it in to update it? Because I've never done that. The only thing I've done is connected it to
No.
Wi-Fi. Went into the is it settings?
yeah, well,
and
Andy
then
said you don't have to
it's
plug
in
it in.
new
You can do it
items.
via Wi-Fi.
I said plug it in because I've always only plugged mine into the computer to update mine. I've never updated mine via Wi-Fi. It might be worth just trying plugging it into the computer,
Yeah.
connecting to TomTom My Drive. Have you got that?
Yep.
Plug into there and see what options it gives you for updating. But as it's an older version, it might be that one doesn't do it. I don't know. But as Andy says, it can update via Wi-Fi apparently, which I've never tried. So worth
I mean, how
checking.
am I supposed to find a McDonald's en route?
Follow the French.
If you type in there, search for go to search. Does it come up with
Yeah.
restaurants and all that? Yeah. Go to restaurant, type in McDonald's, and then enter. Does it find it? If it does, the POIs are there. They must be.
Right. You can do it, Chris. I've just checked up on TomTom.
Oh, Lordy. Next
So
time you guys
if
have to warn me if you're going to talk about Garmin's and TomToms.
You don't need a sat nav, do you, Joe? You know where everyththing is over there. You're nice
You know,
long road around the
everybody
mountains.
you can find a McDonald's here. You don't have to go very far.
Jerry,
See them from one to the next.
there's McDonald's
Yeah, I
everywhere.
mean, look, that's
It's not
really
hard to
weird.
find.
Look. Let me turn this background off. Hold on.
Chris, I've linked where it tells you what the differences are between the 500 and 550, and the POIs, you have to manually download them yourself. That's the difference.
Right. Okay.
There you
The link,
So when I
I've put
set
a
up for
link in the,
McDonald's, there's what it does.
Yeah, so they are there.
Could you get me a big? If you go in that way, Chris, could you get me a Big Mac?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
well.
And a
Do you want big
chocolate
tasty
shake.
instead.
go. None of them fucking gherkins.
And
Horrible.
a
thing.
McFlurry. If they do a crunchy McFlurry, I'll have one of them.
yeah.
Oh, Andy said the difference as well with the 550 to the 500 processor speed.
Yeah, I mean it's a lesser model, but it'll still work. I mean, I link into the site, Chris, for in the chat, general chat. That'll take you to the page that tells you what the difference is.
When it pops up, I'll pop it up on the screen.
It ain't that quick because mine's still up bloody.
Yeah, it does take a long time. It takes mine about 20 minutes to download the maps and update everything.
Yeah,
and this is a 550.
Back in a jiffy.
See ya.
Yeah.
Enjoy your poop, Dodge.
Remember, switch your mic off.
Yeah,
He hasn't.
we can still hear you, Nige. Oh no, he's.
No, I've took him off for a minute. I'll keep him nice and safe and secure.
No, bring him back. Actually, if you increase his volume, can you bring his volume up a bit? And then
We can do that. I haven't seen that link, but I think what it might be, Alex, is I can't put your link. You'll have to put a comment in the. It's not letting you put that link on there, I don't think.
Is it not?
No.
you gotta make him into a spanner.
Yeah, if you put a comment in the side chat a minute, and I'll make you just put anything in the side chat, a comment.
Just like give me a spanner or something like that. So,
Yeah.
Slobo mentioned, he says, I used to stick my destination to Google and just wander around and let the phone redirect me. I kind of like that. I just go the general direction.
Yeah, because that's what sat navs are usually best for. Most times, you know exactly where the towns are, where you want to go. It's for that last little part, isn't it? Normally. Here, we got the computer out now. Getting serious here.
Yeah, I want to check it.
But don't you just when you ride without the navigations, don't you just go from city to city anyway?
No.
How do you guys
Avoid motorways. Go the back roads. Go the good roads. Right. Stay away from the motor.
Oh, so all your big roads are city to city, is what you're saying.
Yes, there's motorways everywhere, Jerry. Right. And the last place you want to be on a motorbike is on a motorway. And
Yeah. All those M's are the big motorways, right?
Yeah. No, they're everywhere. Not even the big cities. They're everywhere. Right. So if I go to Perth, which is 20 miles down the
if
road
it's got an M in front of it, Jerry, it's a motorway. If it's got an A in front of it, it's a trunk road. So that could be a dual carriageway. If it's got a B in front of it, that's a back road or a B road. So you get like the B293 or something like that. It's a piddly little back lane full of mud and crap. A roads, one full of potholes, and the motorway is just congested and rammed, and you have to filter all the way through them. That's basically the code of the road here in the UK.
Is that the link, Alex? Just for curiosity, is that right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That looks like it.
So if you click on the side chat, you should be able to get that.
So you guys mostly stay on the B roads then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if I'm on the 125 going from here up to Newcastle or something.
Yeah.
Well, you go all the B roads all the way up to Newcastle.
All the little roads, yeah.
How long does that take you, Joe?
Oh, that took me most of the day, about 8 or 9 hours. Probably
you
10
could
hours
probably
there.
do that in about 5 hours,
I know.
6 hours at the push.
Yeah. I did do a lot of it coming back via the M6 and then the M1, but most of it was small roads. I had to keep stopping because it was so uncomfortable.
What bike were you on, Joe?
It's 125.
What bike were you on?
The 125. That was a while ago. I haven't done that since. I don't know why.
Oh, right, that one.
Or again, you won't do it again, will you, Joe?
No, not. I might do it in the future for something, but not. I wouldn't do it unless I have to for some reason or other.
No, what you can do it, Joe, but you need to buy a van and stick it in the back of the van and then drive up there.
Or a trailer. What I could do is, anybody got a trailer? I can stick a trailer on the back of the car, put the bike on the trailer, sit on the bike, and somebody can ride me up from A to B, sitting on the bike. That'd be a funny
experience
thing to do.
Yeah.
And just get a van.
Andy's saying here, linking via Wi-Fi and not Bluetooth eliminates connection problems. If you connect your
But
phone
the
to
issue there
intercoms,
is it uses your phone's hotspot. So basically, your phone's broadcasting a wireless network, and it absolutely twats your battery.
yeah.
I must admit, I've never had problems using Bluetooth connecting phone to the TomTom and getting the updates.
No.
It works fine for me. But I believe if you use Wi-Fi, it will eat your battery. And the runoff is at the best of times.
I've never updated mine ever that I know of via the Bluetooth.
Home, don't I?
Is this going to be an instructional video? I think it was going to turn out to be an instructional video. This.
You'll get loads of views then, Joe.
Click on that link and see where we get to. Might as well do it while we've got all the experts gathered here.
Here's a handsome boy. Look.
5 experts.
Where?
Which one?
What, the one with tits? I mean,
The one with tits. That's on Weymouth Seafront. My mate's got a cafe down there.
Is it in an ambulance?
that's an ice cream wagon, you bugger.
It was always like an ambulance scrapyard down there because he would do your 2 egg, 2 bacon, 2 sausage, and a hash brown squashed into a bloody bat for £1. So you'd have about 5 or 6 ambulances all queued up.
Yeah,
and it was funny. You get a lot of people. A lot of people would come in and say, "Well, we know it's safe to eat here if you lot are eating here."
It's the only place in Weymouth that doesn't give you food poisoning.
Or it could be the safest place because you've got the most paramedics. They're all from the country, just in one place eating out of that cafe. So if something does go wrong, you've got somebody to sort yourself out.
We wouldn't be able to do CPR though. We all got indigestion.
Yeah. I had a crewmate once, and he had a really bad case of indigestion at home at night. Nige thought he was having a heart attack, so he called a crew out. Fortunately, it was a crew from another county that came out to him, and they put him on a monitor, which I think is like a Hewlett Packard. They said, "You're not having a heart attack, but we'll take you in anyway just to make sure." Took him into A&E, and the doctor said, "No, you got a bad indigestion. Is what you got." Well, he's working with him the next day, and you know, as you go in with your crewmate, you say, "Oh, do you want a mint or something like that?" And you offer them a tube or whatever. I had a tube of Settlers on me, and I said, do you want a sweet?" And I offered him this tube of Settlers. He took the Settler, popped it in his mouth, and he goes, "Oh, you bastard!" He goes to me. I said, "That was the indigestion then, Ian." He said,
That was always a big no-no, wasn't it? If you had anything, you ain't calling an ambulance.
Talk about hypochondriac. He was an ambulance technician, but if there was something wrong with him, you didn't ask him. You say, "Hiya, mate, how are you?" Because he'd have you there for about half an hour telling you all his woes and his medical conditions. So, bollocks, I wish I had. No.
I think Slobo did a video on that about not asking these workmates how they were because he wasn't really interested, so he just didn't ask.
Yeah, just being polite, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Some people like just giving you the whole story to make sure you're fully aware of the situation and things, that's all.
I had one laddie who I employed. Actually, the last person I ever employed when I was a manager, and she turned out to be a sick note all the time. And honestly, she was just a nightmare. Never again. And you would never ask her how she was like, because Christ, you would never get away from her.
How are we getting on with the sat nav?
Getting there.
I'm updated.
Yeah,
I was just trying to see how much they are new.
I'm on 54%. Can you read that?
They're about
backwards?
300 quid, aren't they? 200 or 300 quid. 300 quid. Them ones are probably I get the TomTom riders, depending if you buy all the bike kit with it.
Well, Howie, yours will be updated about next Sunday, right?
Yeah, I should be able. I'll be able to update you by next Sunday whether it's worked or not. It's 285
quid, Joe, for the TomTom Rider 550.
That's the 550. I think that's the one I've got, to be honest.
That's the world one.
Yeah, that's the one I've got. The world one.
Just want to restart.
That's good value
Is
for
that,
that.
is that a
man.
location you're after on there, Chris?
Absolutely.
He'll get there eventually.
Now that's the folder. He's named the folder that. He's got pictures of John in there.
Aye. Yep.
How's he getting on with that new Grom?
He's getting on all right. I took we went out yesterday, and that was the first time I took the drone with me. So I got a shot of him driving towards us and driving away. And then today I went up the Fife Coast with the drone. We were out. We went to go and see St. Fillian's Cave or St. Fillian's Cave in one of the little towns in Fife on the coast. And I flew the drone for probably about an hour up and down the coast. So I've made a little montage video together of it, and I've stuck it on the channel. I'm properly impressed with that wee drone. Properly impressed.
What one is it?
Potensic Atom 3-axis. It's only 300 quid, and it comes with the Flymore kit, which is the 3 batteries. They all charge sequentially in a charging hub. Honestly, what a bit of kit. Have a look at the video when you get a chance. I uploaded it about 2 hours ago, but it's brilliant. And I mean brilliant.
I watched the one with you and your nipper going wherever it was you went. I can't remember what it was called.
Pretty much it all condensed, Todd, into a kind of 2-minute video. I uploaded all of the videos that I took to YouTube while I was on my 5G data up there. And to be honest with you, I only realised tonight that something funky has happened with the YouTube, where it set my max upload to 1080. I had to go in and change it back to from 1080 to upload original quality. I think it was set. It wasn't set to. And now when I upload stuff, it's actually uploading as 4K.
Somebody's jinging.
Yeah. It's the door cameras.
So it would almost be worth them, wouldn't it? Getting a I know they do the new one for 285, but you must be able to pick those ones you got up then on eBay quite cheap.
I would say so. I missed the chance of getting one for 120 quid about 3 or 4 weeks ago. That's why I jumped at the chance to get the drone with the Flymore. It was originally 370 on Amazon, and I think they've still got the deal on just now where it's 300 with the Flymore. But I was properly impressed with that today. I mean, I stuck it in sports mode, and I took it probably about 2 mile out in sports mode, and it was quick.
They are surprisingly quick. They are, isn't it? Andy's just said he loves his Mini Pro 4. I mean, I've still got the Mini 2. I mean, for the amount I use it, that'll do me. But,
I mean,
after watching Balatron with his Mini 3 following him and smacking into the tree, I think I'll stick with me 2.
Yeah,
I've got the original Mavic Pro, and it still works fine.
Yeah,
absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think Jerry. I think I can see that frost, the icing behind you. It's dripping off the cabinet now. We've been here this long that the ice is thawing, and you can go for a ride soon. The roads will be nice and clear.
I learned everything I needed to about Garmins and TomToms.
Yeah.
What's that?
You never knew that you needed to know.
What you need to do is, where is it? A map. A normal map is what you need. The map in the tank bag. I've never used one like that.
It makes a difference. I've never actually done anything like that, if I'm honest. But I've heard a few people saying can't beat an old map.
Yeah, years ago when they didn't have sat navs, I used to do that, but it was only a couple of times. And when sat navs came out, that got dumped. Never got used again.
I've got to say that if I riding across in Europe without without the navigation to where you want to go, I think it would have been, I don't know, 3-4 times longer, because you'd be stopping all the time to check the routes. I think it's there as good as a backup. And if you've done it before, so if I ever go back to Norway, for instance, I've been there before, so it's really.
I can hear a door creaking. Hey, how's the whiskey being delivered?
Yeah.
Is it? Hello. I thought you were going to come back with a glass in your hand.
No. Look, it's the pup. The pup wanted in.
Ah, there's me with my glass of milk.
Oh, aren't you lucky? I hope it's warmed up to the right temperature for you.
Au natural.
Fresh from the cow.
Oh dear, bloody hell! You'll enjoy my next video. You'll get to see the trouble I have with these steaming up, because just before we left, we were just about to pull away, and I said to Steve, I said, I'm gonna have to stop. I take my glasses off and I show the camera, and it's not even steaming up, it's pure condensation running down my glasses. So I think I'm a bit of a heavy breather on the quiet.
I thought you got that cured with some sort of like potato juice or something that you a while ago.
Well, I use that muck off anti-fog again. It does nothing now.
What about washing up liquid? That should work for sure. Put a bit of washing up liquid on it, tiny bit. What we done?
Be all right till it rains and I ride with my visor up. I'll have bubbles everywhere.
That would be funny.
Oh dear.
Anyway, I'm
you
going
just want to get off the Coopers, don't you?
I've never been on Coopers. Do you want to have a quick look? I know what you like.
No, don't start him, Joe. Don't.
I just want to know. I want to know which one of you bastards complained about my comment and got it took down.
All of us.
We all did.
We all did. Yeah.
No, you can't put Coopers on. Will never stop.
We'll finish on a bit of Coopers at the very, very end, but I'm going to start not wrapping things up, because we've got to make sure we get this Tom sorted out before we go.
Alec, you want to put a door in that wall?
Fun?
You're cool. Don't worry
There
about
it
it.
is.
I'll work-
He's got his glass now.
Yeah, there we go. We're going to make
I'll
sure
work
we
it out.
we
Not
want
a
to see
personal
that
deal with these.
updated. We want to see that updated before we go. It's going to be a mission. But while you're doing that, I want to go. We're not going to go yet, but I'm just going to start saying thanks to some of these people who've been in the side chat. I don't know whether you've been keeping track of it, Nige. I know you
I
do
have.
sometimes.
I have. Do you want me to do it?
Oh, you go through it and I'll see
All right,
if you missed
then.
anybody.
We will say thank you to Andy GSA. He's in the
Yes.
side. Dylan's been in. Bride Peaky Biker was in earlier, as was Extra Rider Steve. Stewie Zed. I know Slowbo's still here with that ridiculous helmet. I don't know why he spends all money on cameras. You get a decent one. 2-4 popped in. Old Mac, Motorbomb, Salty Badger, Sick Bastard, Sterling Will, and Ray Gregory. I know Ray's still here, isn't he?
Wow.
And that's it. I've been writing them down as they came in.
I don't know how you do it, Nige.
Rider, Steve.
I don't know how
He
you
writes
do
it
it.
down on a post-it. Obvious, guys.
Well, a good
Got a
thing
big
is
post there,
while
and he's
you're
writing it down.
hosting it, I can keep an eye on that, and I'm not having to put comments up. It's
Oh.
a lot to do, isn't it?
I think you've got a full-time job now, Nige. Anyway, Andy's going to nip off for a second. He'll be back.
Shake hand with the monster.
And just so I don't forget, anyway, I'm going to say we're not going yet, but I'm going to get it all in now before I do give you all a mention. First one I'm going to mention is to my right-hand side is Alex from the Adventures of Blair Review. Thanks for popping along, Alex, today. It's always a pleasure to see you and all the other guys. He's not over there, he's over there.
That's
Well,
it.
the way I'm seeing it, he's up there.
Is that right? All right. Well, we've got
This is
Jerry.
This is like blankety blank, isn't it?
Yeah.
With the squares.
This is down there.
So going
Jerry's
to the
that
to the
way.
right.
Jerry's that way.
Yeah, to the right of Alex, we've got Jerry from the Fat Cap Cafe Racer. Thanks for coming along. Really do appreciate it. Good man. We also have, I'm getting confused here. We have Nige from Todd's Motovlogs. We have Howie from Howie702. And we've got, I'll have to say, I forgot your name.
Chris.
Write your name. Fun?
Chris.
From Shitelines. Thank you very much for popping in. Really do appreciate it. I'm going to write your name here as well because I haven't got your.
And your host tonight is Joe.
Your host
He's
tonight,
over there.
Joe Kime.
The hostess,
Joe.
with the most.
Yeah, so here we go. It looks like we're getting some.
And a message to Rev Bomb.
Yeah.
Sunday night live stream is run
Joe's
by Joe, not Todge.
Yeah.
Not anybody else, not Howie, but it's Joe that runs it, not Todge. Thank you very much. Good night. Keep him famous.
Right,
So
so
what you see.
let's go and have a quick look here. We've got to help here. What's going on here?
So it
So
looks
World
like
speed
world speed
camera.
cameras is up to date, charging stations are up to date, the Europe map is up to date, and that's your whack.
Yeah, but you've got add your own POIs. You've got to add them manually. That's the difference. If you read that thing that I linked, you have to do it yourself.
Okay.
do you mean individually, Alex, or do you mean from a
Well, I don't
download?
know. I think the comment on it says that you can add them, but you have to do it manually. Now, what that actually means, I don't know. But maybe if you do McDonald's, if you search McDonald's in the app, it might show you loads of them, as an example. Add all McDonald's. Pop.
Is there any options on the left on that page that you're on that says add POIs or anything?
Just remove the device, how to update the map, download the map, ask questions. That's all that's there.
So what you might have to do, as Alex says, you might have to search for POIs for that version, and it might be like a download that you download into it. I'm not sure, but it's worth checking that out.
Andy's just said, what POI is it you
Connect.
particularly want?
Me?
Yeah.
All of them.
I said it'll be Greg's because you spend your life in them, don't you, you bastards?
Yeah. 3 times a day.
The thing is, if you're doing a trip like you're doing a trip to France, obviously soon, it's nice to know that when you're traveling along, there might be some sort of thing you want to pass. You might go right past it and not even know it's there. And the POIs will pop up, and you'll know exactly where they are. You know, like petrol stations and things like that. You might want to visit a petrol station over there and give us a bit of a review.
See,
on
they're in it. They're in it, but only if I search for petrol station.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's strange. They are there. It seems to be they're there because it comes up with food, but they're just not searchable, are they?
Yeah, Chris. There's a thing in the TomTom app online on the PC on the web. POI files. You can import something called OV2 file. So maybe if you look for OV2 file for petrol stations in Europe.
Or POIs. Where's that? Is that the same page that you had before, Alex, or not?
No. This is the TomTom website. So that when you log into it with your own account, got an account with them, Chris.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm logged in right now.
You can plan your route on the PC, and it's under if you go to if you go to my items, and then you'll see under routes something called POI files. That's where you import it.
Right.
Aren't you glad you don't have this, Jerry? Do you know what I'm going to do next time? Next time we come on here and we're talking about sat navs, I'm going to get me manual map, and I'm going to ask somebody to find out a certain place, and I'll see if I can find it quicker in the map or quicker on the actual.
Will you warn me when that's going to happen?
I will. Yeah, I will. Yeah, and you can have a sleep and miss the live. I know you can.
I'm looking for the stop camera button.
Yeah.
What time is it over there, Jerry?
About 3 o'clock.
Oh, time for an afternoon nap, man.
It should be getting pretty late there.
Lovely.
Is anyone planning any videos for next week for me to keep an eye out on? Jerry's got one. Have you, Jerry? What have you got?
Yeah. I've got one. That's the one I'm afraid that if I release it, Howie and Nigel make fun of me. So
Oh, we hope so.
Well, why don't we come back next week and then you'll find out whether that's happened or not.
yeah, I just warn you that if somebody takes your comments off, it's not going to be me. It'll be YouTube.
Yeah, but when are you going to post it up so we know?
The 24th.
24th. All right, we'll look out for it.
You're very
Remember,
organised.
Nigel, we have to get together and look at that, and we can do like a running commentary on it or something like on OBS.
One of the ones I'm going to do in the future. It's on about I was in the all volunteer army. You guys ever hear that? Back when they stopped the draft and after the Vietnam, they started the all volunteer army, and we got all kinds of people put it, either go to jail or join the all volunteer army, right? And we had a lot of characters. I'm going to do one on the all volunteer army. I had one guy swear, he came out. He was so dumb. He came out. He had his boots on the wrong feet and had his buttons misaligned by 3 on his fatigues. How do you pass?
Sounds like a Royal Marine in that we have in the UK.
It sounds like a frontline trooper.
Yeah.
Stick them up front.
Sounds like me coming out the pub.
The requirements now is you can't have multiple felony convictions to get into the army. You can have one, but you can't have multiple felony convictions.
Right.
Mad.
That's bad. That's bad.
Isn't it?
It's not funny, but that's bad.
I mean, I'm trying to do a video of that ride that me and Steve, actually, I've got one. I think we went out on the 12th of January. I've got that one to edit. And I've got footage from, when do we go? I've got footage from yesterday when I failed miserably with the Cardo recording.
Oh, you didn't fall over. You just. Oh.
No, as I say, the minute I turned the bike on, the bike and this was arguing about who was having the connection.
You sure that wasn't your wife? No.
Since I've had me dicky shoulder and kept dropping that RT, she won't get on the back.
I wonder why. Only 4 times.
Andy's got an early Christmas video for next year. If you want, that's coming
of
up.
Course,
shortly.
the Christmas market, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Christmas market.
Yeah,
video.
Christmas market.
Yeah, got to see that one.
How about you, Howie?
I got nothing to come up. There's nothing that I've got.
I'm going to get up there one day soon, and we'll get him out.
Well, Alex,
drag him out by his legs and make him sit on his bike again. No, yeah.
I'll drag you down to West Bay. You can stick your own bloody sticker on there.
Oh, that'll be good. That'd be a good video. How about you, Alex?
You're gonna video me doing it?
Yeah.
Look at the twat. He can't even get the bloody paper off the back.
Yeah.
Oh.
Some of them can be quite difficult, though, can't they? In papers.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's a little trick.
Did you send any more over, Jerry, of yours or not?
The check's in the mail.
Howie, I'll post yours tomorrow.
Right. Why don't you bring them up? Be cheaper.
Probably would be. And quicker.
Yeah. I nearly bloody fell over when I went to buy some stamps and they said, do you want an individual one or do you want a book? I said, thinking it was still 1970 odd. I said, yeah, I'll have a book, please. Jesus Christ. It's an unbelievable price.
It's eye-watering, isn't it? Yeah.
First class is about £1 bloody £1.8p, £1.10 or something.
Christ. I remember when it was 27 pence. Yeah.
It's cheaper for me to get on my CB125 and post them all around the country and back, and still
drive around, post them.
Yeah, not that I'm tight or anything, of course.
Not necessarily quicker either, Joe, but yeah.
No, that's true. Yeah.
Well, Joe, nobody would think that, even though you bought one spark plug for your motorcycle.
Exactly. And I shall be doing a video of how to change that spark plug very shortly.
I can't wait.
I bet you can't. No, it's very interesting.
Old Andy
Go on,
says,
let's have a look at Cooper's. What's going on in Cooper's?
Oh no.
Come on, let's have a look on Cooper's.
Right, let me see if I can find it for you.
Have a look at Coop.
Give me a. It's going to take me a while to find it because it's not very popular at the moment. You know.
96.
do you know they're over 3,000 odd subs now
3,000.
in 2 weeks? Is it?
It's incredible, isn't it?
I'm not
I've
surprised.
only been on it for about 30
Oh.
seconds today, but they were living up to their low standard because
Right.
Pin
No.
singing was miles
Let me.
away.
Is everybody wanting to see this? Are we all in
Oh, wait a
agreement?
minute. Just before you do,
Jerry
I've just
Go on,
can't
found-
wait.
Before I do,
I've just
go on.
I've just found a setting on the sat nav that didn't exist until
Let
I
me see.
turned off function.
Let us see
So-
what it is.
So
You
get this
broke up
right.
then, Chris. What is it?
So in route, is it route planning? Hold on a sec.
Yeah.
Maps.
planning.
Nope, it's not that. Hold on.
There's one under appearance. Is that where you got it?
I think it might have been, mate. Let me check. Appearance. Display. No, it's not that. Where is it where you can change your search ability?
Chris, how many bottles have you got on your wardrobe? Are they all the empties from Christmas?
Yeah. 25.
19.
Oh,
So, look at this, right? So normally, when I go to here, and I can go back. So you'll notice now I've got drive to.
Yep. You see that?
I didn't used to have that. I used to have search. I've changed a setting in the settings somewhere where it said you can change it from search to, right? So when I click drive to now, I've now got an option of address, point of interest, or latitude and longitude, right? If I tap point of interest, what I've got now is near me in any town, along the route, or near. If I put in McDonald's, or give me another example, Starbucks,
Greg.
Tesco's,
Greg's.
Greg's.
near me, right? Let's try it. Oh, wait a minute. The minute I've clicked near me, now I can see airport, amusement park, beach, beauty, border crossing, camping.
So it's in like a subfolder then.
So now
So Greg's at the border crossing.
Greg's.
So they've given you all the functionality, but they've hidden it from you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go.
There you go, Greg's.
Wow.
so you got 3 Gregs near you then?
He'll have that saved as a favourite now.
So wait a minute. So I've got 1, 2, 3.
I don't need a
Four,
sat nav to
five.
get them to Greg.
I've got
You
9
just follow
Greg's
the-
within 2 miles.
You just follow
And
the smell of
been
the
in
Gregs,
every
don't
one of
you?
them.
Can you just follow the smell of the Gregs to find it rather than having a sat nav to tell you where it is?
Well, and before we go any
Well-
further, Andy's saying 19 bottles. That you're an amateur. You need to get a few more up there. He's probably got a few more than 19.
There's a couple of bottles up there, a Gentleman Jack as well.
Wow. All empty, I
Like
hope.
that stuff. No, they're still
Gentleman
filled.
Jack. Did do any of you watch old Western Supermotor vlogs? What's he calling
Yes.
himself now? What's Phil
Spaghetti
calling
Western.
himself now? Yeah, that's it. He rode up to
Old Phil.
Riders, didn't he?
Yeah.
And
They got
Harley, because
Indians.
Harley were pushing you to the dealership. You must have this. You must have that. They've dropped them, haven't they? They've dropped the Harley side. of it.
Riders told Harley to go do one,
Yeah.
and Harley didn't like it. So they said, well, we're only going to give you spares, no more new bikes, apparently. And they said, well, bollocks to you then, we're going to go over to India. Oh, so, yeah, that's where they've taken all the signs down outside of Riders. So
But
the
what
Harley,
was-
I don't know what the one in Bristol's like now, but the one down here in Bilgewater, the locals call it Bilgewater down here, not Bridgewater.
Yeah. Well, what was
It's,
interesting was the other bloke was saying about Bridge have dropped Yamaha.
No, that was the Yamaha dealership down there. They dropped the Yamaha and another one took it up, but they've now gone out of business. I think I can't remember what the name of it, but I don't know whether it was part of that Complete Motorcycles when they went pear-shaped, and that's when that all fell apart.
Might have been,
Blade in Swindon.
yeah, they've gone.
Harley Davidson in Abingdon, they've dropped them and all of their dealerships in Swindon. So that's all. And I think they had one in Cheltenham as well, Blade. I'm sure of it. Cheltenham, that area, Gloucester.
Are you getting that as well over there, Jerry, with the old dealerships packing up?
Yeah, some of them.
Are they?
They're still selling motorcycles, but a lot of people are pissed off. They were pissed off about them, about all the woke stuff they were doing, for one thing, and they kind of got out of that. But the guy that they got running the Harley Davidson, he might be a good tennis shoe person or something like that, but he's not a motorcycle guy.
Jerry, I was going to ask you what you're going to do tomorrow when TikTok disappears.
It's gone already, hasn't it?
Where are you going to strut your stuff now?
Huh?
How
are you going to influence people now that TikTok's gone?
I'd say how big influence I am. I think I set the record for the same. I've hit 1,736 subscribers, or I think 7 times.
Right. You're getting there though.
Get there, go down. Get there, go down. Get there and go down. Get there. Yeah. I don't think anybody's got that beat.
Andy's just said he'll wait till Monday till Trump brings it back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He'll start tweeting on it.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm going to call it quits there. Now that we've sorted Chris out, and we helped, but we didn't quite cure the problem. You sorted it yourself, so thank you for that.
Yeah.
And that's good information for anybody else who watches this video. It's going to be the most important part of the video, I think, with everything else been chatting around here. So yeah, it's good that people can learn. So I just want to thank everybody for coming along tonight. It's been a really good chat, and I've enjoyed every single minute of it. Hope you all have. And Slobo Lobo has got banned in a week. I wonder what he's been doing to get banned from TikTok in a week.
Yeah. I said I wonder why.
Live porn videos.
Which one of you lots complained about him, you bastards?
Yeah, somebody's got to do it, haven't he? Hey?
We need to get Slobo online here. I think that would.
I think he's shy.
That would get your channel back completely, Joe. But never mind.
It would do, yeah. It would get my my viewing numbers right up, wouldn't it? It would get Slobo back on.
I want to know which one of you lot keeps unsubbing and then subbing again, because my subs are gone from 589 to 590 to 589 to 590. It's been up and down like hell this week.
I just think that YouTube is full of wankers out there that do that just as a laugh and think it's funny. Yeah. And it's not. You're just a knob if you're doing that kind of thing.
Anyway, it's time for us to go. If anybody's watching this video, please subscribe and have a look at all the channels and the people who've been on tonight. Really be much appreciated from all of them, I'm sure. And have some fun along the way. I'm going to disappear. Leave you all to it. Have a good evening, and we'll catch you in the next live.
Andy, tits has got 2 T's in it.
Well done, Joe.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye.